Hey, it's me again, Pastor Tyrone P. Jones, Church for the City, Yuma, Arizona. We are discussing the events of Jesus during the Passion Week, leading to the resurrection of our Lord. The Thursday prior to Jesus' crucifixion is noted in all four of the Gospels. It began with John and Peter securing the upper room in Matthew 26. There in that room, Jesus would wash his disciples' feet, explaining he had come to make them clean. That's John 13. And they began to eat. Jesus told them that one of them was about to betray him. Each disciple wondered if he meant them. Meanwhile, Jesus discreetly dispatched Judas to do what he intended. During this Last Supper, Jesus set apart the Passover bread and cup and reassigned, or maybe better, the word is perfected, their meaning. The bread is his body, the cup is his blood. This meal would no longer primarily remind them of how God delivered them from their forefathers from the external tyranny of Pharaoh. Now would remind them of how Christ delivered them from the internal tyranny of their own guilt and sin against God. Then Jesus prayed for them, his friends, and for those who would come to know him through their testimony. We read that in John 17. He prayed that his Father would make them one. After praying, Jesus rose to his feet and asked his disciples to stand with him to sing a doxology over their suspended, unfinished Passover meal, leaving the last of the four cups without drinking from it. As a matter of fact, he said he would not until we all do this with him in his kingdom. Jesus led them in a traditional Passover song, which is Psalm 118, about how the stone the builders had rejected becomes the cornerstone, and how the steadfast love of the Lord endures forever. He knew he was going to be betrayed and on a cross in less than 24 hours. And yet he sang of the faithfulness of God. When they finished singing, Jesus led his disciples out to Mount of Olives, to one of their regular meeting places, the Garden of Gethsemane. We read this in Mark 14. The gospel account tells us that later in Gethsemane, his sweat became like drops of blood. Think about this for a moment. One of the things Jesus did on the night he was betrayed was sing. That's what we will do in the midst of a world of turmoil, chaos, and fear at our Good Friday service at 6 p.m. and Resurrection Sunday services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at the Yuma Civic Center. Why sing? Because just like Jesus, we believe and wait on the faithfulness of God. Join us.